to move my coffee out the way. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm doing another sit down video and I'm basically going to give you guys an acne update. If you watched my videos last year and the beginning of this year, I think, I've mentioned it quite a few times. Basically I started suffering with adult acne, oh my gosh, like 2 years ago maybe now. And kind of nothing I did seemed to shift it. It got better at times and then it got worse again. And I ended up with scarring and pigmentation, etc, etc. And I kind of feel like in the last couple of months I've really got a grip on my skincare routine and the things that my skin likes and doesn't like, the things that make it flare up, all that kind of thing. So I just wanted to kind of sit down and do a little update on the products that I am loving at the moment, like my holy grail products, and different things that I've been doing to kind of keep my skin looking a little bit better. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do have makeup on right now. I'm not going to do a whole sit down video all the time without makeup or anything like that. The last sit down video that I did, which was my life update, I didn't actually have any makeup on at all in that video, other than like a little bit of mascara. So if you do want to kind of see what my skin's like normally, I guess, or like how it was at that time, that video I'm not wearing any makeup. But for now I will insert a couple of clips that I filmed just before I did my makeup today, of what my skin's like at the moment. So as you can see from the little clips, I do still have breakouts, my chin especially, but I know that that's more hormonal. My cheeks still have a lot of pigmentation and scarring, and the rest of my skin, it's kind of like a bit ad hoc. It doesn't really break out at like the same times with the same things, but I'm kind of learning it. I'm learning how to cope with it all. So yeah, at this very moment in time, my chin's still a little bit bad, but the rest of my skin is pretty clear, which I'm very happy about. So I think a couple of things kind of contributed to this. The main thing, without a doubt, was going on holiday for me. So whenever I go on holiday, I think I mentioned this a while ago, I do not wear makeup. So when we go to Florida, which is our general big family holiday, I do not wear makeup at all for 3 weeks. So my skin gets a really good break. I still have a skincare routine, and obviously the vitamin D helps as well. So basically that 3-week period really helped to kind of clear my skin up, I guess, and get rid of a lot of the bacteria in my skin. And after that 3-week period, I was very aware that I wanted to continue. So I didn't come back and my skin was good. It really wasn't. I had to continue with my skincare. So I guess I will jump straight into the products that I've been using. And the reason that I'm going to do this is because one of them was actually one that I'd been using whilst I was on holiday. And I think that this has contributed so much to my skin clearing up. So the the face wash, who says skin wash? The face wash that I was using was this one here. Now this is the Equate Beauty, which is Walmart's own brand of kind of beauty things. But this is pretty much exactly the same as the Neutrogena oil-free acne wash. I just got the Walmart one because it was cheaper. But I know now that I can buy this again in this country, which I'm very happy about because this is half full and I am going to have to restock on this. So yes, this is the Equate Beauty oil-free acne wash, or if you do not have access to a Walmart like we don't in England, it's the Neutrogena oil-free acne wash. And this actually has salicylic acid in it, which I think is incredible. So I use salicylic acid anyway as like its own product. I'll get that to show you as well. So the one that I use is the ordinary salicylic acid. I always have this. I don't use this as much as I used to because I have this now. Now this I use every single day on an evening, and it really helps to kind of clear my skin, get rid of a lot of the bacteria that's on there. I'm getting the tube every day now, so there's a lot kind of sitting on there, and this really helps to clear it all up. And I basically just wash that all off with a wet warm flannel. So I absolutely love this stuff. I think the fact that this has salicylic acid in it has really helped, which obviously means, as I said, that I'm not grabbing for this as much. Now this I tend to grab now if I'm having like particular issues. So if I have like a big breakout, I will use this. If I can feel a spot coming up, again, I'll grab this. And if my skin particularly is playing up quite a bit altogether, I'll do like a very thin layer all over my skin. So although I don't grab this as much anymore, I do still use this, I'd say like once a week, if not a little bit more, depending what my skin's like. But I still love this and I still always recommend this to people. I just think that for my salicylic salicylic acid. I can't speak anymore. Salicylic acid. This is, seriously, I cannot speak. This is really, really helping because I use this every single day without fail, and yeah, it's just really good. But yeah, this is still great as well. So obviously that is the wash that I'm using on an evening, because it's a little bit harsher, and I think because it's got that salicylic acid in, I like to leave that on, well, I like to use it in an evening so that I'm not putting makeup over the top of it. So the wash that I use in a morning is a bit of a hard one to show actually. I'm going to end up with like really greasy fingers here. Excuse the state of this, I do use it as a soap dish as well. But this is the Carbon Theory face wash. It's the charcoal and tea tree oil, and it's the Breakout Control Facial Cleansing Bar. So it comes in this little like soap bar. It's literally like a hand soap. I have to warn everyone when they come to my flat not to use this as hand soap, because it does just sit in my bathroom. And I really like this, so I wasn't too sure whether I'd get on with it. We've heard mixed reviews. My friend Yanni actually bought me this, and yeah, I love it. So I use it in the morning. You put a little bit of water on it, rub it between your hands, and it creates a foam, and then you use that on your skin. And again, like I do with my evening cleanse, I just wash that off with a wet, warm flannel, and it's, you know, it's really good, it's perfect. We found that if you use just water to wash it off, it leaves a residue on your skin. So if you do try this, definitely get a flannel to kind of really get it all off your skin. But I do think that the combination of the two face washes has really helped, and I can tell when I don't use one of them. I just think they work really well in conjunction with each other. I'm kind of here, there and everywhere with showing you guys products. I don't really know whether to kind of follow up. No, what am I going to do? I'm going to go with moisturisers. So the moisturiser that I'm going to show you now because it's another Carbon Theory product. And it's the Carbon Theory Vitamin E and Tea Tree Oil Moisturiser. So I use this on an evening. I don't use it in a morning because I have very oily skin, and I like to use a gel moisturiser in the morning just to kind of help my makeup sit a little bit better. But I do really like this for evening. So after I've done my salicylic acid wash, and then I've done my oils, everything like that, which I'll show you in a minute, I then go in with this, and how much I use depends on what I'm doing the next day. If I've got work the next day, I use a very small amount, just make sure it covers my skin. If I've got a day where I'm not doing too much, or like it's the weekend and things, I will use a fair bit of this just to make sure I get the moisture like back in my skin. But I really, really like this. I think the tea tree in this is really helping my breakouts and the bacteria and everything. And yeah, it's just a really nice moisturiser. It's keeping my skin hydrated, and I really just like this, I guess. Now, I can't do an acne video without talking about the product that the doctors gave me. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times, and I'm not going to say that everything I use is drugstore because it's not. I do also use this, which is the Differin Gel, and I really like this. I've had it for just over a year, I think. This is my second tube, and I just think it is really good. Don't actually know what it does, just something to do with acne. I used to use it a lot more than I do now, so I used to use it kind of every other night and basically coat my entire skin with it. I now only use it if I'm having a particularly bad day or if I've got particularly bad breakouts, and I'll use this on an evening just to kind of help my skin settle and all that kind of thing. And I use a very thin layer all over my skin, and then I just leave it. I don't put any moisturiser, nothing over the top. I just leave this on. It doesn't dry my skin out, and I don't know, I think this has really helped. I did, as I say, I got this as a prescription from the doctors. You can get this from drugstores in America and chemists, I believe, but in the UK you do need it as a prescription. So if you're suffering with acne, that kind of thing, it's definitely worth asking about this. I think this is normally the first thing that they prescribe. On to the oils and things that I use. Basically, there's one that I've used that I think has been really beneficial in helping not my acne, but the effects of the acne. And that is the DermaQuest Delicate Soothing Serum, and this is the sensitive one. DermaQuest isn't the cheapest. I was actually gifted this from an old kind of workplace, and I'm really glad that they gifted it to me because it's really helped with pigmentation and redness on my skin. So I use this on an evening before my moisturiser, and I particularly concentrate it on my cheeks because if you've watched for a while you'll be aware that my biggest areas were my cheeks for acne. So I focus on my cheeks and my nose, my chin as well, because I've got quite a lot of redness in my chin, and I do really believe that this has helped the redness go down. It's not got rid of it, but it has helped it go down, which means that on the days where I don't really want to wear makeup, I can kind of get away with it a little bit more. And then last but not least, it's not something that's helped with acne, but it is something that I have to mention because you do need to remember to use it when you're kind of using a lot of these products. So one thing that you may have noticed with a lot of these is that they've got acids in them. Acids do thin your skin. So if you're going for facials, things like that, always make sure that you mention to the therapist what you are using, because they do thin the skin. And because of that, one thing that I use every single day before I put my makeup on is SPF. So people look at me silly now because it's getting a little bit darker and greyer outside. We are getting into October, and people look at me like, you don't need to use SPF, it's not sunny outside. I still put this on every single day. The sun is always out, you've always got the UV rays, so you just need to have this on. I use SPF 50 plus. Once this runs out, I think I've got a 30, but I would never go lower than a 30 on my face. And yeah, just always use SPF. And one thing that is actually really helping my skin is eating clean foods. Now that doesn't mean that I'm eating ridiculously healthy all the time. I am trying to be healthy at the moment, but what it does mean is that I'm making the majority of my meals from scratch. I don't have any processed foods, I don't use any like tinned sauces, anything like that. I try and make everything that I can from scratch. I eat as much fruit and vegetables as I can, all that kind of thing. And genuinely, if I don't eat well, like if I eat crappy food, my skin shows it. It's insane. As soon as I start eating healthy again, it starts to clear up again. So I think as well as all these products that I've just shown, eating healthy and knowing kind of what you're putting into your body really helps. I've cut out a couple of things. As I said, I'm being quite healthy at the moment, cooking everything from scratch. And yeah, I do honestly think that that is really helping my skin. So yeah, that's my acne update and the products that I'm using that I think are really helping my skin at the moment. I'm not going to go into my routines too much because I do want to do separate videos on my morning and evening routines, because the ones that are on this channel are a little bit dated now, so I do want to do some new ones of those. But yeah, these are the products that I'm absolutely loving. I will link as many of them as I can in the description box below, and like the alternative. So although I won't be able to link this, for example, I will link the Neutrogena one. And yeah, that's kind of everything. I'm amazed at how my skin is doing. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like shocked. Every time I go home, my family's shocked. And it's just really nice to see it finally clearing up. I feel like it's kind of getting there to the level where I could comfortably go out without makeup some days. I don't even wear foundation every day now. I wear like a BB cream. So yeah, I think it's getting much better. So yeah, that is everything from me this week. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you've got acne, it's definitely worth kind of reading into a few of these products, possibly trying them. I don't know, see what works for your skin. What I found is that every single person is different. You can't always go on somebody's recommendation. You have to try these things out yourself. And as I say, it's been almost 2 years of me trialing all these products to kind of find what has eventually worked for me. I've even found that the water at home in Yorkshire makes my skin break out. Can we just? So when I go to Yorkshire, I have to have a very different skin routine because I can't wash my face, because the second I put the water on my skin, I break out really badly. So it sounds really stupid, but like literally you have to consider everything. So yeah, that's everything for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back next week with another video. I don't know what that is at the moment, but there will be another video next week. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!